Be close to the consumers. Do things that you want other people to talk about. And if you don't hear about your friends talking about the great stuff you did at dinner table conversation where you're at a party, you probably don't have it.
I grew up in a marketing world where creativity was done by the kind of wild people in a corner, as though they were separate. And actually, the world we're in now, I think everybody, especially on the supply side in agencies, everybody needs to be creative and thoughtful, and indeed inside clients as well. And most people by nature are creative. We shouldn't see it as just the job of creative people. It's the job of all of us, and everybody has the power of creativity within them.
It's not that creativity in itself is sort of not is the ultimate domain of human excellence. It's creativity applied to the context and curated by the experience, the taste, and the preferences that you can only develop by deeply understanding culture over time and relating to it deeply individually. So creativity in that context is absolutely our last chance of a competitive advantage. Creativity on its own, devoid of that, is probably not.
For me, the bigger competitive advantage is to really get superior consumer insights. You can be very creative, but if you don't have good consumer insights, then it will take you to be creativity for the sake of creativity.
To unlock creative excellence, marketers need to move beyond just thinking about creativity as distinctiveness. We get it. Put your logo in your ads, DBAs, etc. This is table stakes. That is creative efficiency. Distinctiveness and branding turns your media spend into revenue. Now we need to move into the dizzy heights of advertising that might make people feel something. Consistent advertising, entertaining advertising. That's what's really going to turn that revenue into profit. So we need to up our thinking around creativity, move beyond distinctiveness, we get it, and start thinking about how we're going to be emotional, entertaining, and consistent.
These days, more than ever, we need to dial up our curiosity and empathy. Today is a complex world. The teams are looking for guidance and looking for room and an atmosphere, a culture that enables them to learn, iterate, make some mistakes, and then move on with the learning process. So creating a culture with curiosity, learning, and empathy is probably the best way to go about it.
Creativity is still the edge and will continue to be the real edge as long as it is distinctive, disciplined, and tied to commercial impact.
In a fragmented world, in an oversaturated messages world, creativity is the way for brand to thrive. So we need, our marketers to create the unexpected, to create unparalleled consumer experience. And the beauty of that is where your human added value really shine. And for sure, you can augment some of the process with AI, but at the end of the day, it's really about your human skills that are going to play a role there.
We're pushing beyond the category. We work in an environment where we tend to just mirror or echo the category, and we're looking beyond that because we know ultimately that there's an entertainment value to creative work, and there's also a creative and commercial benefit to that. So, for us, again, we are doubling down. There's a bit of a creative renaissance happening in the organization, which is super exciting.
Creativity could manifest in so many different shapes and forms. And often as marketers, we would think about creativity through the lens of our communication campaigns. I encourage and invite our marketers and business leaders to think about creativity in a broader sense. Creativity is what fuels our thinking, how to serve our consumers, how to create partnerships with our customers to really generate an insane value for our consumers, and what makes sense in the way how we use different tools.
The way that we do it basically is we ensure that creativity is even part of the behaviors that are being defined as a company that we want to embrace. Actually, one of our behaviors, culturally speaking, out of the 4 is called courageous. And as part of courageous, there is a specific section that says we will face problems with creativity. So that is for the entire company, not only for the marketeers. That's for manufacturing and supply, for finance, for commercial, for supply chain, you name it. So in reality, creativity is embedded into the way that we believe we can create a competitive edge.